I know this one. It's just a wedding podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Sound Precision Entertainment and Cufflink Media, Cleveland's best DJ, photo, and video team. When it comes to your big day, why juggle multiple vendors when you can have one amazing team? We're going to save you time, money, and stress because we're better together. From packed dance floors to photos and cinematic video, we've got you covered from I Do to The Last Dance. Book your wedding dream team today at spedj.com and cufflinkmedia.com. Find the links in the description below. What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of the It's Just a Wedding podcast. So excited. How we doing? How we feeling?
Today's a great day. It's always a great day.
Great day in Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, even during the rain, you got to find a way to love the day.
How about you, young lady? Having a good day? Having fun?
I am. I'm getting to banter with y'all. I'm really excited to do this.
Excellent.
Super
Ready for
excited.
some hot takes and
Hot takes are coming your way today for sure.
Julie, you ready to sing?
Oh, why don't we all do it together?
All right, ready? We're all going to sing It's Just a Wedding on 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's just a wedding. That was the lamest shit.
No, that was probably so good. You can clip it.
There's
and
a
add it
chance
to the
of cutting
intro.
that out today.
No, you got to clip that and put it on the intro. That was really good.
Well, listen, even on a gloomy day in Cleveland, Ohio, we are super excited because we have on a fantastic guest today. So I want to take a moment to give you some flowers here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present Leah Haslage, host of the legendary Bridechilla Podcast. It's a Cleveland-based media powerhouse, a producer with Evergreen Podcast, and the creative mind bringing new life to one of the most iconic wedding brands on the planet. Bridechilla isn't just a show, it's a whole vibe. It's the podcast that tells couples it's okay to ditch the drama, it's okay to throw tradition out the window, and it's absolutely okay to enjoy your day without trying to make it a Pinterest perfect moment. Leah has spent her career helping people do exactly that as a podcast host, producer, storyteller, and voice of sanity in the industry that sometimes forgets what's the whole thing's about. She's been featured in Cleveland Magazine. She's interviewed planners, vendors, and brides from around the world, and she's continuing the Bridechilla legacy with her own fresh, fearless, and hilarious perspective. Leah, we're so fired up to have you. Welcome to It's Just a Wedding podcast.
Welcome
thanks
on.
for having me. Really excited. I'm glad you're right in my backyard.
I got to
This
say,
is
too,
great.
not only are you right here, but you kind of match our vibe and embody what the show's about. We want to let brides know that it's an important day. It's very stressful. But at the same time, it's just a wedding, and it doesn't have to be super over the top. Just sit back and enjoy your day.
Yeah.
So we're glad to have you on, and I think you embody what this podcast is about.
We were, when we had this idea, we were like going through and kind of like storyboarding like different names and ideas and kind of what we would do for this. And we had all kinds of goofy names, and like we just kept saying like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, it's just a wedding podcast, like, and we're like, that's it. It's just like literally it was like one of those aha moments, and that was the end of it.
I think it's perfect, though.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, one thing
Because the thing is, it is just a wedding at the end of the day. Like,
really
it's
is.
a celebration. It's a party. So I think it embodies what your mission basically is.
So I think one of the things that I am super jealous of. So I watch some of your content, and obviously you've amassed a great amount of viewership and followers. And if I'm not mistaken, you call your fans or like the Chillas? Is that what you call them?
Yeah, I just started saying like, "What's up, Chillas?"
And
I like that.
I feel like I don't know. Well, first of all, we don't have that many fans yet, but I want to have like a cool.
What are we going to
nickname.
call them?
What would we do?
I don't know. So if you have any ideas, please drop it in the comments because we would like to know what to call our 5
Yeah,
fans
you have
right
the
now.
wedding 3 amigos. Like, there's something with that. There's something with being the trio.
It's got.
It'll come to you.
Chillas is
That'll
good.
be natural.
Chillas is so good.
Chillas
Like,
is good.
the whole name, I'm like, man, what a great.
Well, I think where it
name.
kind of came from, I mean, it was organic then just like starting off, like taking over the show, because it was big shoes to fill, taking over for Alicia, but not everyone listening is a bride per se. They're also the groom, or they don't identify by bridegroom, or, so I just kind of lopped off bride and just said, "What's up, Chillas?" And plus, I want you to be chill. Like this whole thing doesn't need to be as serious as we tend to make it.
No, it's it's a super cool kind of non-controversial name for your fans, and I was like pretty stoked. Now, before we dive in, and trust me, we're diving in because I want to know all things Bridechilla today, but we always try to start every episode with what we call a wedding horror story. The idea behind it, very similar to the name, is, having done this for nearly 2 decades, I feel like we've seen the great ones, the bad ones, the good ones, the small ones, the big ones, and I feel like we know it makes it right. And we want a bride to know, like, you might be nervous, you might be stressed, but generally speaking, your wedding will likely not go as bad as the stories that we're going to tell because it's just a wedding. So is there anything that you can think of that you've experienced both in your life or profession in the wedding space that you would consider kind of a wedding horror story?
So I've been fortunate in all the weddings that I have been in or have gone to. I've been to a lot of weddings as well. I've been very blessed. I've never really noticed any true horror stories. There's been like a cringe moment of like the maid of honor at my friend's wedding. You could tell she was feeling some things, like she's not in that place in her life. But so it was a little awkward, but I wouldn't say a horror story. But with my... I've never really talked about this. So
this is a Just a Wedding Podcast exclusive right now.
it is actually
Love it.
very much so. So when I got married, I'm divorced, full disclosure, but when I got married, I was in my early to mid 30s, and I had always wanted like a simple thing, but I decided to do the full shebang. I ended up having a bridal party of like 8 on each side and all this stuff. It dwindled down as planning happened. Wedding party dramas were happening, along with all the red flags of maybe I shouldn't have gotten married. But but anyways, the maid of honor situation was my horror story of the whole thing. So I'll Cliff Note this for you to not bore you. But this girl I had been friends with for quite some time, I had told her before that like she would be my maid of honor one day when I got married, right? So by the time it actually happened, I wanted her and another best friend to be my maid of honors, but I just knew that there'd be some weird tension if I had 2 maid of honors and the other girls weren't chosen. Or I'm like, screw it, I'll just have, the one I originally told. And I was already getting a little apprehensive because prior to getting engaged, she came in town. She didn't live in Cleveland. She came in town to visit me, and we had met up for drinks. And she was like, oh, do you think he's going to propose? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, what would the bridesmaid dresses look like? And I showed her a photo on Pinterest of like what my idea would be of these like purple dresses.
Okay.
And I turn it to her to show her. And without skipping a beat, she goes, ugh, purple? I look awful in purple.
Off the rip. Your wedding.
Off the
It's
rip.
not your wedding.
That was the first thing
So
she
that
said.
was already a
So the
red
flags
flag.
are flying.
Already a flag. So then I get engaged, and I'm already a little like nervous because I really want purple dresses, So, anyways, planning process was already a nightmare for numerous reasons, including playing detective because I knew my fiance was cheating on me. So that's another horror story. But
I was gonna say that's a whole nother podcast.
yeah, that's a whole. It's a whole other. Yeah. But to give you like a little more context. But anyways, so with this maid of honor, already all this drama of trying to figure out the bridesmaids' dresses. Only 2 of 8 girls lived in town. Everyone else was all over the U.S. So trying to figure out something. David's Bridal was like the best bet for me at that point in time because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
This girl's bougie and was like poo-pooing David's Bridal. It was like a whole thing. So anyways,
You should have just been like, listen, with your skin tones, there aren't very many colors that look good on you.
Had I not been in my people-pleasing era still, now that I'm in the fuck it 40s, I absolutely would say that.
I also reside in the fucking 40s.
Era, right? So yeah, a lot's changed since then. But so she, months into wedding planning, calls me up and says, I'm so sorry. I hate to do this, but I can't be in the wedding. Your wedding's going to be the same weekend as my younger sister's graduation. And she's very close to her younger sister.
Okay.
She's the oldest of 3.
Okay.
Okay, that sucks. Completely understand. Like, whatever, right? So I got to then ask my best friend, though, to be the maid of honor. And she is amazing. I love Nicole so much. And she was an amazing maid of honor.
Shout out
Stepped
Nicole.
up. Yeah, shout out Nicole. And so, so that ended up working out in that sense. But the week of the wedding, I did a wedding week. Never do that, by the way.
A wedding week.
I did a wedding because everyone's coming in from out of town. I didn't want to try to plan separate
okay.
bachelorettes and shower. So kicked off Sunday with a shower, bachelorette Wednesday, rehearsal Thursday. I had time with my grandma on Friday, wedding Saturday, and it was Memorial Weekend.
Wow.
Fucking lot. Don't
It's a
overdo it.
stressful week.
Yeah,
A lot
like
of moving pieces.
I just broke
stupid.
a sweat as she
yeah,
said that.
it
I
was
like,
so
wow.
stupid of me. But I was trying to be considerate because everyone was coming in from out of town. I was trying to figure out logistics and all that, right?
Bachelorette right before the wedding. That could go south quickly.
Well, so the bachelorette was fine aside from like the one girl sobbing at the end of the night asking like, I don't know, so stupid. Anyways,
sad drunk.
yeah, it was my ex's family family member, and I love her deal. And she's the one thing I think I miss about the ex relationship. But anyways, so the day of the bachelorette, I hear from the ex maid of honor, like, hey, I hope you have fun tonight, thinking of you, whatever. And then I never heard from her. So the night before the wedding, no, like, good luck tomorrow. The day of the wedding, no, like, hey, sorry, I can't be there, whatever, right? So wedding comes and goes. Back at the hotel, my husband at the time and the best man, we were dropping off all the gifts and stuff like that to go back downstairs for the hotel after party. So the guys go to take the things downstairs. I take a minute to refresh, and I'm like, oh, let me just check social and see if anyone posted a photo of the wedding, whatever. The very first thing in my feed on Facebook, the ex maid of honor got engaged the day of my wedding. Like, for some reason, her fiance proposed to her. And I think time-wise, it may have happened like during my ceremony, but I don't know for sure. But the day of the wedding, she got engaged.
So wait,
And I never heard, like, the wedding day, nothing from her. Like,
so did she actually have sister's graduation?
Yeah, I think it actually ended up being that week.
So guy proposes at
Sister's
graduation?
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Wow. Brutal.
Right?
And you'd have to think that her boyfriend, then fiance, had to have known that she was
and her
supposed to
family.
be in a wedding.
Yeah.
That just seems a little...
Okay,
Right?
forgive
That's
me.
a
Maybe
little
I'm just a
weird.
dumb guy, but I don't understand why that's bad.
Nick.
I'm being dead ass. Like,
Really?
You were literally just telling us about your beef tallow moisturizer. How do you not know?
wait a fucking second here.
Well, see, that's why I'm curious. I'm like, well, all my family and friends backed me. And actually, my mom ran interference because someone at the wedding had seen on social that happened and made a comment to my mom, and my mom threatened their life. Like, do not mention it to Leah, because if you tell her, that's what she's going to be thinking about and not be present.
That's so sweet of her.
Right?
Have you
Like,
heard of the thing that, like, you never wear white to a wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same principle. Like, you are celebrating this person's day. They get one
Kind of like a
day.
thunder steel a little
Yeah.
It's a huge
Right.
thundersteel, particularly if you're in the same friend circle
bit.
and people like.
But it's not like it was the girl's choice. The guy proposed to her.
Yeah, but like, come on.
The guy knew.
Did he though?
Well, the fact that she didn't text
he was
me
supposed
the
to be in
night before.
Cleveland at a wedding, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and the night before, well, it actually gets worse from this, but the night before the wedding, the day of the wedding, like, being my best friend, no, like, hey, good luck today. Sorry, I can't. Like, nothing from
So
her
it was
the
just a big
entire
trail
day.
of like selfishness.
Yeah.
Well, in hindsight, I
Do you
think she is a
still talk
narcissist.
to this girl?
Fuck no. So,
Right.
so that was Memorial Weekend, right? She texts me. Oh, so I texted her saying, hey, I heard the news or saw the news, whatever. Congratulations. She's like, thanks, same to you. And that was that. Weird, right?
Yeah.
So then a couple days later, she texts me and she's like, hey, my cousin is getting married this coming weekend, and my parents are going to fly me and my fiance to Cleveland for the wedding because she has family ties here. And I was like, how convenient. She's coming the weekend after my wedding for her cousin's second wedding. And so she wanted to meet up. I'm like, okay. I'm exhausted from the wedding week and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was back at work, and so I was going to take time out of my exhaustion to leave work and go meet her and the fiance. They should have flown in enough time for happy hour, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, he's never been to Cleveland. And she's like, I was thinking Punch Bowl Social. I'm like, well, you have Punch Bowl Social where you live in your state. Like,
Yeah.
let's go something very
Do some
Cleveland,
Cleveland
like,
shit,
and like, I live to take people to Cleveland spots, you know?
Favorite Cleveland spot?
Oh, I mean, I can't pick just one, but the first one on top of my mind is Rowley Inn.
Have you been to
I've
Raleigh?
never been there.
Okay.
Rowley.
Have you been to Cordelia?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a lot
Best
of
place in
things about
Cleveland.
that.
I
I've
love
never been
Cordelia.
Best place in Cleveland.
Rowley, though, is just so much history, and you're right across the Christmas Story House. And all. So I was thinking of, like, okay, if we're going to go to the flats, like, let's pick something else. She sent me this text back, like, furious with me, telling me I don't have to meet up with them. Like, she was just full on bitch. And so,
All because of not going to Punch
Because
Bowl
you want to go to a
Social?
local
well,
place?
I think I mean, in hindsight, I really do think she's just a narcissist, but, and I don't say that loosely, like,
Yeah.
I really do. So anyways, that was the end of it. Like, I sent her a engagement gift because she had sent me gifts and stuff. So I sent her an engagement gift. She texted me thanking me for it. I said, you're welcome. And that is the last I deleted her from social. Her parents and her sister are also on my social. Like, I have nothing against them. Her dad wishes me happy birthday every year and congratulates
that's
me
sweet.
on LinkedIn if I have an achievement. Like, no ill will with the family. I love the family.
I found a website. You should have like sent her like a bag of dicks. You can do that. You can actually. There's a website where you can send, and they open it up, and
Of course, you would find a website about
That's
dicks.
yeah, And
hilarious.
So one of our competitors, who I love dearly, his name is it goes by JR, but Jeremy Rich of Selective Sound.
Oh yeah, shout
I
out to
sent
Jeremy.
him. You know Jeremy?
Yeah.
So I sent him this tube, and when you open it up, there's a spring in it, and glitter flies all over
my
your
God.
desk and all over the room. And he was like, "You motherfucker!" And I was so happy about that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, we're homies. I stand with you. But you gave me a great idea, and I want to say thank you. Because we're gonna execute this on the very next episode. I'm gonna order us mini red flags. So anytime somebody says something, boop.
I love that.
I thought that you were going to say you're going to
TikTok?
order a bag of dicks. I
Have
swear
you
to
seen
God,
the
that's what
TikTok
you were going
like
to
Not
say.
my
red
MO.
flag guy or like
No.
the green flag guy? He'll like have little videos of like couples in relationships, and then he'll be like red flag if it's bad, and he'll just run around, wave it around.
That's hilarious.
And say comments, and if it's like good, and he'll like have a green flag. He's fun.
I just think it'd be funny, like in the middle of a podcast, I'm saying some ridiculous shit, and Scott's like, he's like,
It would just stay up the whole time.
Can I just say a side note? Do people tell you all the time how magnetic your eyes are?
Oh no, not
You are like I get entranced. I'm just like,
Magnetic.
your eyes are so magnetic.
Oh, thank you.
I think they're mediocre, to be honest with you.
yeah, they're all right.
So wrong. But let me just finish like the horror story.
Please.
Because if couples listening, it wasn't even just that. Like I had that, but then like my sister-in-law had to drop out because she got pregnant with my nephew. But they made it to the wedding. He was 3 weeks old at the wedding.
Wow.
And I still included her with like the bridesmaid gifts and stuff like that. And then a groomsman had to drop out because he had beef with another groomsman and he had a crush on me. There was it was just like. You just never know.
Brutal.
I think the crush thing was aside, but he did get beef with the one groomsman. And he was like, "I'm not being in this."
I have to tell
So
you.
I mean, it's fine if you don't want to be in it. Like I'd rather
Yeah.
you not just sit through it and be miserable and
Yeah.
cause issues. I'd rather you step aside.
Yeah.
You weren't kidding because I've done this a long time. I've been to a million weddings. I've seen there's a lot of drama at your wedding.
I mean, it was a walking red flag.
I'm
Like,
gonna be honest. There's a lot. Like it's like,
Yeah.
like a movie almost. Like,
Oh my God.
You could be
You
a
could
movie
make a
for
movie
sure.
about it.
yeah,
It feels like a movie.
it will be in the book one day. And then I had a cousin, an older cousin. 2 years later, like I'm already going through my divorce, and there was a family funeral. I did not attend because I was like freshly going to this divorce, and no one really knew yet. But my parents see him at the wedding, and he would refuse to talk to them because he was not invited to my wedding.
Brutal.
Not close to him, not on my socials, don't have his number, could give a flying fuck about him, but he's so pissed, he's harboring animosity to my parents. So like, things to keep in mind.
So bring this full circle. How
Yeah.
can a bride at home manage a crumbling bridal party? How did you still have a good day? Or did you not?
Because
have a good day?
I mean, I did have a great day. I mean, the day was awesome. I will say, like, all the red flags aside,
So
it
quick-
was a really fun day.
Quick
and
deets. Like, where'd you have the wedding?
Great Lakes Brewing Company's tasting room.
Ah, I love that spot.
Which is
We
weird
played
because
there.
he proposed to me at the Christmas ale tapping. So Great Lakes kind of had like a thing in our relationship.
That's kinda good.
And so I ended up coming full
that's
circle with
cute.
that. Yeah, it was great. The team there was great. Oak and Honey I brought on 6 months into wedding planning because I was like, I can't produce my life at a wedding. So shout out to Melanie and Melissa at Oak and Honey.
So back in the day, there used to be something on Thursdays. It was called like Thursday
Yeah.
Thursday Therapy that I think they
Yeah.
put on. So I haven't seen them in a while, but back in the day, they were great people.
Yeah, I haven't seen that at all either.
Good people.
So
though.
yeah, I think COVID may have killed that.
Really?
The Thirsty Thursdays?
Oh,
a lot of
I
things
thought
changed.
you meant Oak and Honey. I'm
No,
like, oh,
no,
okay,
they're still thriving.
They are
I just did a
thriving.
panel with Melanie. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
cool.
no.
We got to talk to Melanie.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Sweet.
Well,
Is that horror story enough? Like, I don't
that
know.
was listen. That was
really good.
That was one of the best horror stories. So that was excellent. Normally
Well, I'm
people are
glad
just
at
like,
least like there's a benefit to this. It's gonna help others, hopefully.
yeah, it's
that's
like
up
if
there
your
with-
friend's an asshole, kick her to the curb. What are
But you
gonna
know
do?
what? The beauty of it was it banded all my good peeps together.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
And I did get to have in the end like my best friend Nicole and stand there for me. Another bridesmaid though, obviously had some feelings about it, and she still never brought it up, and I just kind of like not really talking to her anymore. But she kept trying to stand in front of Nicole in all the photos and knock to the side, and so.
Oh no, I've seen bridesmaids do that before. Or, like
Listen,
try to
life will
follow
weed
the
out the bad
camera
ones.
around all
Yes.
day and get in front of me, and I'm like, girl, move. It's not your day.
Oh, I would love to know more.
Brides,
of these stories from you.
if you love drama and you just love like just tea, this is already your episode. Absolutely, this is your episode. So before we dive in on Bridechilla, Nick, we have his segment here that he calls Nick's Pick. So we have to let
Oh,
him do
yeah,
this
yeah.
here.
So this is my second or third time doing this now, and I gotta admit, it's becoming a great segment.
It's not.
It is. So I'm gonna give my picks of a wedding. Could be anything, and I want to open it up for discussion here. So in the past, I've talked about my favorite wedding flower. I've talked about the best last dance song.
Can I stop you for a second? Can you clear your throat, please?
I was getting ready to do
I
that
have
as I
to
took a
listen to
breath.
you gargle on every episode. I'm like, God.
As a DJ, do you appreciate that my first thought was, let me clear my throat?
Thank you. Yes.
I was getting
DJ
ready to do it
Cool.
as I took that little pause. So back to our regularly scheduled program. Today I want to talk about the best introduction song when your bridal party is coming out, okay? So before we get into it, what was your introduction song if you did a formal introduction?
We did, and if memory serves, I try to block a lot of things out. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm pretty sure it was Get Lucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get up to get
So
lucky.
my picks and the Nick's picks for the best introduction song is I have two. Okay, Bring 'Em Out, T.I. Absolute classic, kind of cliche, but always gets the job done. Bring 'Em Out, Bring 'Em Out. It's a banger. And then my second one, if you don't want to be as cliche, could be Time of Our Lives by Pitbull. Something upbeat. Everybody loves Pitbull. And it's got a good message. And you can't go wrong with Pitbull. So what do we think? What are your guys' ideas? Scott, you're a DJ. What do you like?
So, obviously, I'm a fan of T.I., so Bring 'Em Out, I can definitely get behind. Honestly, the Pitbull song is a good I wouldn't, have super adverse reaction to it. I'm trying to remember, if I'm not mistaken, Jill and I want to say that it was Shocker. I played Usher, yeah, I think is what we played. I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure that was my entrance song. So yeah, not opposed to Nick's picks this week. Last week, whatever it was, I was like, this is all terrible.
We're talking about the best wedding flower, Red Rose.
Oh.
terrible. See, she's like,
The thing is, like, you can't have a whole lot of variety of colors for, like, the bridal party or things. If you
It's okay. It's all right. We already went into this.
I know the worst. I can tell you the worst. I've talked about this on Bridechilla before. I hate baby's breath with a goddamn passion. I hate baby's breath.
I
hate
actually
it.
was a big fan of Baby's Breath.
I think it looks like lice or something. Like it's just like I can't. It just
I
it
don't
smells.
mind it if it's like an accent. but,
The
like,
florist
I
was
love
appalled
it.
when I told her that I like Baby's Breath. She was like, that is the worst fucking
Well, in
flower.
florist, because the florist I had on said something similar, because they're stuck with it, that smell. Like when it's out and about, like in bouquets and that, you don't really smell it as much. There's other fragrances and it's like sparse, but when you're around a bunch of baby's breath, it smells so bad.
Like baby's breast.
It's that you're a weird.
So why do you think they call it that? So
not
anyways,
because of Baby's Breath, I'm sure.
I'm probably pretty sure that. I mean, we
We're
can
gonna
ask
do a
chat right
Google
now.
after this because that sounds ridiculous.
Julia, what do you think about introduction song before you continue?
I think Bring 'Em Out's like a classic. I think it still goes hard with them.
Cool.
I agree with that. I mean, they're not bad picks, but yeah, I think Bring 'Em Out over the two if I had to pick one or the other.
10-4.
All right, not too bad. So I want to get into the reason we're all here today, and this whole Bridechilla. I need to understand like the horse because you mentioned early on that I believe the way I understand it, there was a person who started, and I believe you mentioned Australia. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And for one reason or another, it was purchased, and now you are the host. So can you give us kind of like a little bit of a backstory as to like how that happened, how you guys got involved? I know you work with Evergreen Media, and kind of give me kind of backstory.
Sure, yeah. Alicia McCormick started it in 2014. She had gone through her wedding journey and kind of podcasting it as like a blog, basically, right? And so it took off because she's the OG wedding planning podcast, really. And I think she actually started maybe in London at the time because she was with her ex-husband at that point. But she's then continued out of Australia, where she is now. And it grew to over 400 episodes, but COVID hit. And that's when she kind of decided, you know what, I've said everything I could say. I think at that time she may have been going through her divorce, but I don't think that was the factor of it. But like COVID hit, State of the Wedding, she hit over 400 episodes, kind of like felt like she ran its course in a way. And then it sat dormant for 4 years. And then I had Weddings Unveiled with Leah around the time she was ending that show. And then I produced Tales from Behind the Veil with Patrice Catan, who 20 years prior, I had been working for her as a bridesmaids consultant. Just crazy how
Such a
this
cool
world.
full circle.
It was a wonderful world. Yeah, my whole world's colliding. And shout out to Patrice Catan, a legend. And then, Evergreen saw an opportunity, and they were like, hey, you know what? We're going to acquire Bridechilla. They worked out everything with Alicia, and tapped me to be the host. And so
can I ask you a question about that?
yeah, it's been great.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit like, one of my passions, I just enjoy business. Now, I'm not going to get into the particulars as far as like dollars and cents go, but like, how does an acquisition like that like even take place? Like a show that's sitting dormant for, you said 4 years? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure at some point there was at least some sort of following. Like, how is that even valued? How does a conversation like that even start?
I wish I could tell you that part, but I don't have, because that wasn't a part of those conversations.
Okay, so you're not privy to
it wasn't until like the deal was being done that I got looped in that it was happening. So
do you know what kind of following that it came with, like day one?
Yeah, I mean, we already had, a huge following on Instagram and the Facebook community. But the thing is, it had been dormant for 4 years. So those people that were planning weddings, they're long married or divorced. So like, there's always new couples, right? Yeah. So we had to regrow the numbers as far as downloads go. We were starting all over in a sense, but we luckily had already a fan base on social.
So my question is, even though the weddings, brides are going to overturn, there was some sort of fan base there. Mm-hmm. Like coming in and like stepping in as like a new host, were they like super like welcoming? Like, were they happy? Were they like, what was like the vibe?
I've been very fortunate because I was prepared for hate. Like I was prepared for hardcore Bridechilla fans to be like, you're not Alicia. You don't have an Australian accent. Like,
I feel like I would miss the Australian accent.
But
hello, mate.
But I've been very fortunate that people have been very kind and welcoming and accepting, or just have not said shit. So it's been like, thank you for not being a hater. Really nice. I really appreciate it, because it is big shoes to fill. It was a big responsibility to take on the show, but I was up to the task because I love this community. I love helping people.
I think anybody in the wedding space, you have to love that part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to guess the answer is going to be yes, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. So this whole idea of like Chilla and just being calm, like I'm guessing that originally came from the initial host, and you've kind of like kept that as part of like the homage and paying homage to like what was.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I definitely want to honor what Alicia, created. And she had the fuck it bucket, right? Which she'd bring it up and talk about it. And my way of honoring her and that whole concept is I now have created as a segment in every single episode, like towards the very end. Aww. I always ask, what's in your fuck it bucket? And if they can't really think of anything, I'll start throwing things out like garter toss, bouquet toss, cake cutting, etc.
What does that segment entail, like fuck it bucket?
So the fuck it bucket is, it's your opinions, your feelings. So when it comes to weddings, what is in your fuck it bucket? Like Alicia's number one fuck it bucket item is chair covers, right? For me, it's probably favors, but I kind of waver on that because there's certain favors that are great, that I can, deep dive into that. But like, it's just what matters to you. Like, garter toss is my number one fucking bucket. Fuck garter toss. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I wish we would have met you like 6 months ago, because we thought we were being hyper edgy by going with the no tucks given.
No, but I love that.
And we were so afraid. We're like, oh man, it's really close to fucks. Like, and you're just like, we got the fuck it bucket.
Yes, bucket. Yeah. No, I love no tucks given. Thanks. I love that you do that. Appreciate and I think it's such a clever title for it.
Thank you.
It's great.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Kudos. But yeah, so like, I mean, Alicia and I are a lot alike. Like how we parallel in our lives, like down to like getting divorced around the same time. We both have backgrounds as TV producers, and she's still a brilliant, television producer. The same kind of fuck it attitude, and so I think it ended up being, a natural segue with us.
Gotcha.
Now you're just getting like the more American perspective, I guess, than the Australian. I don't know.
That's all right. I mean, listen, from the stuff that I have watched, the stuff that I have read, literally when you go on the Googles, as I call them, and you Google like top wedding podcasts, like Bridechilla is a top 10 staple across the globe. So what you guys have built and what you've personally done, I mean, it's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And
Excellent.
One of the things that at SP and Cufflink Media that we try to do is we really like to be people who kind of go against the grain at times. We're not afraid to be, disruptors. And I know with your background, both in media and planning and the whole bit, is there one myth about wedding planning that you are on a mission to destroy?
Oh.
Is there? I know it's like a deep one. It's a pretty
It
deep.
is, I
But like,
love
is there
it.
one thing that you're just like, you know what? Like after having done this for as long as I've done, almost fuck it bucket-esque in a
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean? Like I'm just curious. as to,
One myth about wedding planning I want to debunk. That's such a good question.
I love that I have just.
I know. And I love that you have too.
Threw her for a whirlwind right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where whenever somebody asks like a deep question like that, it takes a little bit of thought. But I do think that
This
to
is your
a
Oprah
viewer,
moment.
this is my. I feel like
If I
I
start
wish I had Oprah.
crying,
If I had Oprah money right now, I'd be like, you get a fucking car and you get a car, and we would be.
myth.
Well, I will throw one out there. Oh, you got one?
I think I have one.
Oh, what you got?
Okay. So I think the myth that you, this is going to be, I don't know. Everyone thinks that they can do it without a wedding planner. And yes, technically, I guess you can. And they're like, well, I can't afford it. But it's like, maybe you can't afford a Mindy Weiss celebrity level. But there are a lot of great local people that I think you spend that upfront money because they're going to save you in the long run. Like, I think it's such a myth that they're like so expensive and it's not worth it. Same with videography. Everyone thinks I don't need a videographer, and it's the number one regret. Number one regret.
So,
I agree with that, actually.
as a company that does videography, we couldn't agree more. with you.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, I've heard from couples that I know personally that I try to tell them like, hey, I really think you should try to find a way to squeeze this in your budget somehow. This is before content creators were a thing, right?
Yeah.
Because at least if you at least get a content creator, get some video, get your first dance, get the vows, because everyone looks back and regrets it. You don't have any of that. You and your parent or grandparent hugging or dancing or whatever, and like you wish you can. People are like, oh, I'm never gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Fuck, you are. Yes, you are. Even if you don't watch it your 1 year anniversary, you might your 10. Your kids are
Absolutely.
gonna want to see it.
Also,
like,
it's really nice for like, let's say your loved ones passed away down the road. Like you have like actual like footage of seeing them.
Yep.
In that moment,
That's
which I think
touching.
is really nice to have. Like
I
I like memorabilia and things like that.
I'm
so, like,
super sentimental. I'm with
Yeah.
you. Yes. I think there's one more myth. Can I add?
Please.
That you have to have a wedding party. And this doesn't come from my being
Yes.
like burned with my situation.
I agree.
In hindsight, looking back, I wanted this. My dream like celebrity wedding is Cindy Crawford, Randy Gerber, barefoot on the beach, 40 people. They I think they each had like one person stand for them, and that's what I always thought I would have. Same with Carolyn Bessette Kennedy and JFK Jr., my other favorite wedding. But I got sucked into that, like, oh, I want to do this and that. And then I don't regret actually having it as much as my horror stories might lead you to think otherwise. It was beautiful in that time period of my life. But moving forward, I don't think you don't have to have one if you don't really want one. Don't feel forced to have.
I think those are both really good. And I want to echo the first one because when I was like, oh, I can give you an example, I think that we were going to be on the exact same page because one of the things that, I tell clients are a wedding, generally speaking, is the one time in your life where the people who have the least experience doing something is the person that has all of the say. And I do think that it is just extremely helpful if you can get a wedding planner, somebody that you trust, somebody that can just kind of help you wade through what that process looks like. I think we were on the exact same page.
When you sang the one day of, made me think back to sentimentality and video. It's the one day all of your close loved ones are in the same room together.
That's true.
Besides your funeral, and you're not going to be there to see it.
I really
Yeah.
agree with that first point. And I want to bounce off of what you said about the catering thing, where you said it's not my job to call a caterer.
Oh.
Because having a wedding planner, having somebody there, I hate going to a wedding, and now I got to manage 35 vendors. I got to make sure the florist is here, and now I'm calling the food truck because the food truck guy is late, and then I'm trying to get your bridal party together. It's not my job to manage your 35 vendors.
Right.
You need to have a wedding planner or at least a day of coordinator because, again, it's not my job. I'll be there to dictate and get ducks in a row, but it's not my job to call your caterer that's 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
And the planner also can save you not only in situations like that, which is a valuable gold moment, right? They'll save you when you're going through those contracts to make sure you're not getting fucked over
Exactly.
with
That's
extra exorbitant fees
Exactly.
or certain deadlines or whatnot. Like, they can convince you appropriately not to purchase this bullshit item that you don't really need.
Yep.
You know, or maybe you don't need as much of. Like, how much with catering do we, not as experts, like, you know, just your regular couple that's never been through it before, they're going to overbuy food because they don't know how much per head to actually get for something, right? Whereas a planner, like, hey, here's my recommendation, and then they end up saving them $500.
To this day, I still bust my mother-in-law's chops, so I'll never forget this. At our hall, the caterer was like, listen, he's like, 1 entree is probably not enough. He's like, 3 is way too many, and 2 is probably just right. And she goes, we'll take 3. that was literally the conversation. And I'm like, this guy is telling you, you don't need to spend that money. It's over the top. And she's like,
What'd your mother-in-law say after?
About
The food after the wedding.
Oh, you know what?
Did she agree with him in hindsight?
So I'm from Garfield Heights originally. So, you know, thank God my mother-in-law and father-in-law were very helpful. My parents were very gracious, because I tell people all the time that we would have gotten married in a Campbell's soup can, literally, if it wasn't for them. So, but honestly, it was great. The food was good. I mean, the funny part is I don't even remember the food or really care. But in that moment, she was that kind of lady. Like the florist, like, you could probably do 80% real and 20% silk. She's like, we'll take 100% real. Like, that was literally just her vibe. So we had that kind of energy. What do they call that? The champagne taste on a beer budget.
Yeah.
That was what we were rocking hard, I think, at that time. So
And I think a lot of us do have that, though, right? I'm sure a lot of the couples you work with are in similar boats sometimes.
So we have an interesting clientele. So I guess without trying to sound too cocky, so as far as weddings in Cleveland, sound precision and cufflink, I would like to think that we are considered like a premium brand in the market. However, I think that you'll know as a planner that there is DJ premium, and then there is like 15-piece wedding band premium,
Right.
which is like another tier. So I think that we are at like the highest level of weddings that like a DJ can produce.
Right.
So we do have these couples that sometimes are like in that gray area, right? Between like, you know, we want some of the stuff that we've seen at those top tier weddings, but we don't want to have an $18,000 15-piece band. So they're kind of like treading that water a little bit that way. So,
Yeah. Makes sense.
well, number one, I appreciate some of the backstory there. I'm sure that the Chillas have heard it, but we didn't. And hopefully the audience that we have will check out what you do for sure. And in the middle, I always think it's fun to play a little bit of like a game, right? Like take a little break from some of the serious talk. So we wanted to pay your show homage. So we're going to call this Chilla or Chiller.
I love it.
Chilla
so
being
excited.
like we like it, and Chiller is like that sucks.
And I just want to put it on the record that I thought of that, and that was not AI. I'm very proud of that. Just to be honest, I'm so proud of that.
I love it.
Thanks.
Okay. Number one. Okay, so I feel like we're all gonna be on the same page here, but this idea of micro weddings, keeping it tight, maybe even elopements to Italy, and we're kind of hearkening the Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker style. Do you think family is everything, or are you okay with eloping and kind of taking off on your own little destination? Chilla eloping or Chiller?
Chilla.
I'm going to go Chilla.
You think Chilla? You're like a family guy. Like brothers got to live on the
Oh,
compound.
wait. I misunderstood.
Wait, for yourself
just
personally
them two.
or for all
just
couples?
Elopements are just like bride and groom, I think. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, basically what this is saying is, like, if you're getting married, do you feel like it's okay to just take off to Italy and just have
No.
it, or do you think family's got to be
Got to
involved?
have a full-scale wedding.
You
Why
are.
can't you put the two together? There's a lot of elopements now that have like just like 10 people.
This is the planner.
The
See,
parents
this
and
is good. This is why you're.
But I also support couples that want to just do them. Like go elope and then go have like the after party with family and friends. Go
seen
have the
that.
dinner.
A few of
Go.
my friends have done something like that.
Yeah, like, you know,
So we get a lot of that, and I think you can do both.
I'm always for a micro wedding. I think it's actually, I'm glad it's not just trending, but it's, I think, a way of life now.
Yeah.
Well,
We do a
as
lot of
companies that throw big
Oh, I bet.
parties, we hope that goes away very soon.
But I think there's room for both, you know? And I was just saying, I think it's the episode, I don't know if it already aired or not. I work in advance a lot. So something like, did that air already?
Right.
But I'm just like, introverts win. Like, this is great for you because, like, for so long, people that were introverted got forced into these, like, 200-person, like, weddings with, you know, all this attention on them. And they're like, I don't want any of that. So that's like, now you have permission. Like, it's cool. Like,
I think the elopement is okay if you want to take some of that wedding money and go buy a house or go do something serious. If you're just eloping, just travel the world and eat pasta, I think you.
what's wrong with that?
I mean, listen, you can travel and eat pasta anytime.
I think if it's for you, go for it. Personally, I am a very family person. I would want my family there, so I would be like more of a micro wedding than an elopement.
Personally, I know, like, he hasn't proposed yet, but Dave and I, like, we've talked about it'd be more probably micro wedding. It'd be more micro wedding. We wouldn't like just elope. But again, for couples that's their vibe, I'm 1,000% Chilla
go for it. If it's for you, go for it.
So I think for this topic, I would say chiller. However, I will say that in that if you are somebody that like has a particularly good relationship with family and friends, that's important, then that's kind of why I feel that way. However, we know a lot of people that just didn't have that relationship with parents or with family. And if that's the case, you should absolutely not feel obligated to spend $50,000 on people that are not important in your life.
I think obligation is the poisonous word in weddings. Obligation, because how many times do you feel obligated to invite this person, obligated to do
The whole time.
this whole tradition, this obligated so much.
My thing is, if they're not in your life now, don't have them in your wedding.
I agree.
Don't have them there. They weren't there the whole time.
Take notes, Chris.
Jessica Bishop and Sari from Budget Savvy Bride, the Bouquet Toss podcast, when I had them on the show, this topic came up, and I love their advice. They said, if you would not take them out to dinner and spend $200 on a meal with them, why would you invite them to your wedding?
Facts.
That's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
You literally just gave me, we're making a t-shirt that says obligation is wedding poison. That's a t-shirt.
that'd be nice.
She just gave us that.
Mr. Business Guy always.
Immediately, I just saw the t-shirt. I'm like, oh my God, I love it.
That would be good.
Obligation is
We'll
wedding
pair it with
poison.
our No Tux Given t-shirts.
There we go. All right, number two. Custom dance floor monograms. Is this?
Oh, you're a
You're
chiller.
a chiller. Wow. For me, that'd be a chiller. Okay.
I think that's a Chilla. I think that's kind of gas. I'm gonna be honest
It's
with
to
you.
each their own, but I just,
Okay.
I think they're cool. It's just, I have a love-hate with them because sometimes the photos look weird when it's shining on them on the dance floor. But it can also look cool, though.
I saw they're trending back again. To me, it's so early 2000s, but like,
I think it's a little touch of luxury, especially with today's ones. You know, put a little name or some designs on
I
it.
don't know if I like it on the dance floor. Like, if it's on a wall somewhere, it's cute.
I could see that.
The dance floor is kind of, I don't know.
See, that gives me 2000s
I don't
vibes.
like
The gobo on the wall in the back. Like, to me, that's early 2000s.
It's just because, like, when you dance on there, sometimes the lighting looks weird on your face because you get, like, a weird letter or something. But sometimes it can look cool.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like...
Well, we're not talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, we're not talking about a light shining on the dance floor. We're talking about a decal laid on the dance floor, right?
Oh, I thought it was like the gobo light, like shining on it.
So yeah. So what's
like
going
a
on?
custom vinyl wrap on the dance floor.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like the custom vinyls.
Okay.
I don't hate that. I don't like the gobo light.
Well, and the
The
reason why I
monogram.
didn't,
That's fair.
the reason why I didn't say anything is because sometimes these vinyls do have like a sheen to them. So I have seen like if you have like a gold vinyl, like the lighting does kind of can like reflect negatively on
Yeah.
the. So that's why I was kind of like, okay, a little cliche, but you know, a little niche, but you know.
Like, I'm just envisioning a dance floor with a custom wrap on it. Maybe the bride and groom's name. They're doing their first dance. You got people around them. You got a drone shot.
I don't hate that.
That would look cool.
I can get behind it. I think the big thing is though, so we actually had someone come in who that's what they do professionally, do a fantastic job. I think that like as long as it is of high quality print and it's installed properly, then it's definitely a Chilla. But if you try to do it on the cheap and like the corners are like peeling up and then it's
Or if
Chilla.
it's like a bad design. Because the design matters too. If it's like something like from Canva just shoved on there. It's
it's all
Whoa, don't
tell it
Canva.
Yeah.
Nick is a
Superscript letters. You're like, what initials are those? Yeah.
Don't bash Canva.
Nick is a Canva
Dude,
connoisseur.
you know
and it
when
looks
people
like it.
use Canva.
I would have Canva
you
tattooed
know.
on me, dude.
No.
That's why you look like you have Canva tattooed on you.
No, I look like a movie star.
You look like Kim Jong Un.
Because what is it? Beef talon? Beef talon.
Beef tallow is excellent for your skin. Excellent.
Just use whatever.
I mean, you do
works
have
for
really
your
lovely
skin.
skin.
Thank you. It's the beef tallow.
Wait, you used it what, once?
That was my third day.
Oh.
But I always have naturally good skin. I'm Greek. I got great skin.
These guys,
I'm Greek.
listen, I go to his house one day. This is for all the 3 fans we have. And he's got this spray bottle. and he's like spraying his hair, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And it smells all weird.
Is it Windex?
He is
Windex?
spraying.
Because you're Greek. I think at my big fat Greek wedding, and they put Windex on everything.
This guy he is spraying rosemary water in his hair.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
And I was
I want
like,
to steal that.
this is some of
Okay, I think my conditioner has rose. Like,
Is it a Veda?
Rosemary.
rosemary.
I have
Rosemary.
rosemary oil.
Yeah, it's
That like
excellent
helps
for your hair.
hair grow that you put in your
I
scalp.
support
It's
that.
antimicrobial, it's antibacteria, and it promotes hair growth.
It's pro North Korea apparently.
Stop it.
All right.
I'm in that weird in between stage. Right? Just wait till I get the full flow going. I'm be looking like Heath Ledger.
All right. Back
Are you
to,
growing it out?
I'm growing it out.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the game, please. No names, please.
Please.
This one is okay. Content creators being hired for your wedding. Is that a Chilla or a Chiller?
Double chill. I love it. I love content creating.
I'm in between because if you have one if you have a multiple there, it's like, but if you have one, I guess.
Have you had weddings where they've had more than one content creator?
No, I actually haven't been to one where they have one yet.
Oh, no.
Sometimes it gets ridiculous. Like I've had one where like the bride has a content creator, the DJ brings a content creator, the hall has a content creator, and now there's like 6 idiots running around with iPhones and getting in the way of our actual photo and video. So like,
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm in the middle too. Like, I think as long as there is a clear boundary set, like the day that these content creators start going and buying professional level gear, at that point, stop destroying the market and racing to the bottom financially. You are then a photographer or videographer. Right. However, if you are going to stay with like mobile type creation, quick turnaround times, getting reels up, then I think I'm for it. But you're starting to already see like content creators flying drones. Content creators are buying cameras with like detachable lenses. I'm like, well, then be a photographer and charge $3,000 more and don't make us look bad because we're charging real prices when you want to charge $800 to be a content creator. So that's kind of my beef with it.
Oh, I can see that.
But when done right, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Because you're going to wait, 3 months to see your wedding photos, whereas content creators, you're going to see them like the next day. And I think that's cool. And I think there's a value there.
And there's a different, and you can speak more on this, being in the line of work, but like they offer a different value of photo and video because there's a lot of photographers and videographers that are still like, fuck no on these content creators. You're stepping on my turf. But it's like you guys can actually work together.
Yeah.
It's not like.
I think as long as you're not stepping on each other's toes, it's fine. Because like for a photographer, like I'm there, I'm getting hired to capture these shots. I don't want someone getting in front of me doing things where I have to like constantly be like, hey, you got to move back. Like you're, other than that, I think it's fine. I don't think it's kind of like getting into our turf because normally content creation is like what those little TikTok videos, little things
Behind
like
the
that.
scene.
Behind the scenes, BTS, which a lot of times in photography, most of photographers are doing BTS on their own with like the Ray-Ban glasses and things. But I don't have those. So like I don't get BTS because I'm focused on the day of these are my clients. That's my focus. I'm not here to get behind the scenes. So I think content creation is kind of cool because if any ends up on the wedding that I'm at, it'd be cool. I'd be like, hey, can I get some if I'm in there? Like it would work for me too.
A lot of pros have actually said that they love working with content creators, like the good ones, because they give them that free content of them being the planner, being the stylist, being the photographer or videographer that they're not going to get while they're doing their job.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they can add that onto their website and promote on social media. And it's a real team effort, which is what I think in wedding planning, the production end of things, like you are a team and you're hiring your team if you're the couple. You want the best team ever. This is your NBA, your MLB. Like you're putting together your best team possible.
Yeah.
As a creative myself, content creators are going nowhere, especially in the wedding scene. So you have to get used to it. That's just bottom line.
Absolutely. Can I ask one question though, based off of that? What is your take on the bride influencer?
I think they're setting standards, trends that are sometimes hard to grasp and hard to replicate.
I don't know how I feel about that because when it comes to your wedding and your day and you're a bride, it should be for you. You shouldn't try to put it on for other people. But that's just how I feel about it. You shouldn't feel like you're competing against everybody else to have the best wedding. It should just be for you and your significant other.
I'm about to get blasted with what I'm going to say.
Please.
So there are a couple of locals, even in Cleveland, who I would consider to be like your bride influencers. And God bless. Like, that's amazing. However, like, what's happened to me, so as the owner of the company, and I do all the sales, so we have good relationships with certain halls in town, and we get, phone calls like, hey, I'm sending you so-and-so. It's a really big deal. She has X amount of followers. She does these exposés. And I almost feel like they're attempting to use that clout as a way to, like, blackmail me into giving them a better price, because they kind of hold it over your head to where, like, I can go out with my followers and create content that can hurt you, so you better listen to what I'm going to say. Ooh. And
That's
honestly,
what I was curious about.
I am not a huge fan of that. So
Then why would you want to work with them?
What's that?
Why would you want to work with
But
them?
because they're used to, like, influencers are used to getting brand deals or discounts like that. So in the wedding space,
They're looking at it like,
some are trying to.
yeah, but they're looking at it like, hey, look, like, I've got 50,000 followers that follow my entire wedding journey. Like, you should want to do this for me because the exposure that I'm going to give you. And it's like, listen, I can't buy a house with exposure. I can't feed my kids with exposure. I can't hire people with exposure.
Interesting.
So, again, I understand it, but for me, it's like, I don't think that should apply in that way. And I feel like they're already starting to wield the sword of being an influencer, and I don't really
I can't wait until we're famous, Scott, because we're taking them down. They're going down. You're not playing that with us anymore.
Nick texted me the other day. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait to be famous. And I'm like, you're not going to be. He's like, no, I'm going to be famous.
I'm the star. I just haven't been discovered yet.
I do like those influencers that help brides come up with, like, budget-friendly things.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if you're like a DIY crafty girl, like, come up with things to help save money. I am for those.
Yeah.
Because weddings are expensive, and a lot of us don't have all that money to use. So we're trying to find the best ways to have a good wedding, a good day for the couple without spending an arm and a leg.
Yeah. I think there's a difference between the two kind of influencers.
Yes.
There's, like, to your point, like the DIYers, like the Jamie
Yes.
Wolfer, giving her great advice on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then there's, like,
The ones who want everything big and they grab it and, like, look at me.
they're usually in little outfits and like acting like they eat caviar for breakfast.
I had a
Probably
girl tell me, I won't go into details, but I had a girl tell me that, she would love to be on the podcast. And I'm like, okay, cool. We shoot on Thursdays. And she's like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. What weekend works? And I'm like, we shoot on Thursdays. Like, I was like, this isn't like we're not going to, like.
We do weddings.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it was almost like she just assumed that, like, that.
You'd rearrange your schedule. For
Yeah,
her.
and it was like, when you're available on a Thursday, give me a call. And that was literally kind of how I felt about that. But along these same lines as content creators, and we'll finish on this one. So when people hear the word a no phone policy or unplugged, I know they're typically assuming that means, like, ceremonies, phones away. However, it's becoming popular, particularly with celebrities now. So I went to go see Dave Chappelle maybe last December, and they have these things now where they literally lock your phone away. Okay, so
Yep.
So I read an article that some of these celebrities now, anybody who's in attendance both as a guest or working, your phone has to stay locked away in one of these pouches. It stays on the person, but they are not allowed to record, take pictures of anything. Is that a chilla or a chiller?
That's a chiller to me. To me, it's crossing a boundary. People have kids. People have obligations. People have emergencies. That's getting a little extreme to me.
That's a chiller. Sounds like one of those all white parties that. What's the guy's name? Is Marco Rubio or whatever his name is?
Oh, I like Marco.
Marco Rubio.
Who's the
No,
guy
not
that
Marco
throws
Rubio. I
the
don't like-
weird all white parties? Where
P.
all the,
Diddy.
P. Diddy.
yeah, it sounds like some lubed
Marco
up P.
Rubio's
Diddy
a
and shit.
senator.
No, there was somebody else. There was somebody else.
P.
I was like,
And I thought you were meaning who's the billionaire
We're
that's
not for
like
P. Diddy
giving like $11 insulin. Oh, he's really.
Oh, that was that.
Mark. Shark Tank.
Cuban. Mark Cuban.
That's who I thought you were saying at first. Yeah, white parties was Diddy.
the all
And
white
God
parties.
knows.
There was
what's
some other
happening with those
Rubio.
now.
Some Rubio.
I don't like him.
There is.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you.
I will say chiller on that, but I get the part where people don't want phones to take videos or photos, because I've seen some people get upset when they post pictures or videos of their wedding before the bride and groom even gets any to post them. And I've
1000%.
seen, yes,
I'm with the
seen
couples
some
on
negative-
that.
Yep. So, like, I get it. Like, maybe you can have your phone and take videos and pictures, but maybe have a policy like, hey, don't post these yet. Or
And
something
that's
like
where
that.
your officiant at the start of everything, before everything kicks off, when you're saying have your phones like on mute so it's not like ringing, say, hey, just keep in mind, like, you're free to take photos, but 2 rules. 1, don't stand in front of the fucking photographer.
Oh yeah, don't
be like that aunt that's like viral that like blocks the whole like smoke
I've
shot
smacked
thing.
some old lady's arm, a phone down because they had an unplugged ceremony, and people don't listen to that.
Damn
So
right you did.
maybe
That's
people
what
do
I'm
everything.
saying.
People do
Smack
whatever
the
the
old
hell
lady.
they want.
Fuck yeah,
No,
Julia.
she was fine and stuff, but like I did it because she literally, the bride was walking down the aisle, and this like grandma goes in front of my camera, and I'm like, put it down. And she just looked at me, kept doing it. So I'm like, I run up there, smack her phone, run back to where I'm going. I'm like, I gotta get a picture of her walking down the aisle.
Like, fuck it, Grandma, you didn't pay for this photography.
Maybe stash people's phone away for the ceremony, and that's it.
So here's what I think. So I initially agreed with you completely. I would have said chiller. However, I do think that, so you have to take that in consideration, right? Like
I'm chiller on the extreme.
Right.
I'm not chiller on the unplugged.
Yeah, there could be an emergency, right?
Yeah.
Where like, God forbid. So like, I feel like if you're a celebrity or anybody who would do that, like, there would have to be like some sort of like hotline set up to where, like, God forbid, there was a true emergency. But like, in some ways,
Hotline.
I do think that it would be like kind of unique where like, I mean, I'm guilty of it where like my entire life revolves around this stupid fucking phone. And like to have a 5 or 6 hour reception where everybody there is actually just present in the moment, actually looking at each other and creating memories, and then letting the professionals who that's what they're supposed to do document it. In some ways, I can at least get behind the theory of what that looks like.
To me, if you're celebrity level, just have everyone sign a fucking NDA.
Yeah.
And then you sue them if they like breach.
That's true.
I like, okay, and maybe this is my hot take, I don't know, but to me, guests are kind of like the original content creators. Like, make a policy, do not share on social. Same with engagement, right? Like, don't post on social if you're a part of like the proposal or whatever.
Yeah.
Until the couple does. But like, I like seeing everyone's photos at weddings afterwards because you're getting it through their eyes.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
do
as
like
long as they're
seeing
not being in the way of the professionals, I think it's fun. Like, I like some, like my one friend's wedding, the one that had the awkward bridesmaid, like obviously feeling some things. She had, and I'm sure you guys have seen it on Pinterest and stuff, she had the game for the table where it's like, take a photo of the group or take a photo. I spy this, I spy that. And that might be kind of cheesy and kind of done to some people, but I kind of dig it because I think it's a fun, interactive thing for your guests. And then later on, you get to see it through their eyes. And it's a great perspective.
There's also those like, a lot of times I see those like little QR codes where people do like a digital disposable camera of that day.
Yeah.
And then the bride and groom gets all the photos from the whole night. That's really cute.
Yeah,
too.
I
And
love
you
it.
can't get those if you say no phones at all.
But like on the devil's advocate side, like, so because, you know, we do the photo and video, like, so I'll use the example like the first kiss, your pronounced husband and wife. I promise you, you're going to have between Instagram and Facebook, you're going to see that moment 47 million times before your photos are delivered, before your video is delivered. And like sometimes I feel like that takes away from the feeling that a bride should get when like you got married and you open up your album or you get your images and like you see this like picture perfect high resolution image of that moment where it's not that it's still not important, but like, are you getting the same feel from it because
did.
you've seen, did you?
I did. 'cause
Maybe it's
there's
a girl
something
thing.
to
There's a
me
guy, it's
about
like,
the
yeah, I've seen that shit.
photography. Yeah, that's probably a guy thing. But like, to me, the photography is such a different level than someone's iPhone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, I got to see the kiss from this perspective, this person's like audience shot, which is cool. But like, the professional there, the sharp imaging.
And then the editing that goes
You
on.
feel the same way about video? Like if somebody does
I love
something
video.
goofy on the dance
I'm also
floor.
media.
Well, there you go. Like if somebody, and you see that like on Facebook and then you see it again later in your highlight reel, like does it have the same,
Yeah.
it does for you?
Yeah, and
That might be the difference between being male and female. Because for me, it's like, I would like it in the video, but I would also be like, I've already seen
I
that.
also don't like when people, they get videography, but they don't let it go to the end of the night, and then you miss some dope-ass end-of-night moments.
Agreed.
Yeah,
That's true.
fair.
That's
You know,
true.
like
It's later in the night. is
if
when
you're paying
everyone-
for it, just extend it a
Because-
little bit longer.
Because sometimes the last dance can be the most magical dance of the night.
1,000%. 1,000%.
And what I'll say is, so I guess even more of a hot take. So a lot of video companies will do the highlight reel and they'll try to do like a 1 minute sneak peek. So we have Shane Kinsman's our senior level editor, And we've actually, as a company, decided to completely do away with the sneak peek, not because we don't want to do it, because we felt strong enough about it that we felt that that 1 minute would preempt what they saw in their highlight reel.
I think it's a good move.
And we were like, you know what? Let's just save it. They'll have to wait a little longer, but we feel like there'll be a bigger impact and more emotions will be like emoted that way. So to me, anyways, that's been like a pretty big fundamental part of the way we try to look at that.
I love
some
that.
of those things.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Well, that was probably our most insightful thumbs up, thumbs down we've done. So that was the Chilla. And we're debuting right now, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new segment because we had Nick's picks because he forced it down our throat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Jule's Rules.
So,
Jules rules.
do you want to explain to us, Julia, what the Jules Rules is all about?
So these are going to be like rules and like tips, mainly going towards photography.
Okay.
Things that like you should consider, just like little Jules rules.
And we'll get one
Photography
rule
rules.
an episode, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a
I'm all
list.
ears, girl.
Well, we do a lot of heavy DJ stuff, so I think we can slide in a Jule's Rules here.
So today I want to do more of like communication, because I noticed that's a lot of like issues, at least that I deal with, is with communication. I'll email clients and things like that constantly about getting information for the itinerary or their day, or scheduling a like last phone call before their wedding. And a lot of times I don't get the information until like the day before when I have to blow them up. I don't like doing that. It's not something I like to do or want to do. And it's also putting stress on me because I don't have all the information I need. So please, brides, grooms, anyone in particular that falls under that category, just check your emails, reach out, call, text, I don't care, whatever's easier for you. Just reach out, respond, give to me all the information you need. And one of the ones that they usually put off is a family group photo list. And that I think is very important, because normally brides and like our couples, they don't want to spend a whole lot of time wasting their time doing photos during cocktail hour or after the ceremony. Because if they don't do a first look, they do ceremony, family photos, couple photos, and like bridal party pictures. If you want to spend a nice, good amount of time getting the photos that you want as a couple, or the pretty bridal party pictures or videos that you want, that list has to be there so that those family photos can be done as quickly as possible.
That makes sense. And to me, this is like the epitome of that like whole like shit runs downhill. Like for brides, like let me put this in perspective. So, you know, typically we'd like that information roughly 4 to 6 weeks before the wedding. And we understand that that's not always possible, but so let's just say a wedding you're doing with Cufflink Media and SPE, we have 2 photographers, 2 videographers, and 2 DJs. So we, at many weddings, have a staff of 6, sometimes plus. Now, our photographers and videographers, sometimes, you know, they don't even know what their start time is because we don't have the information for like what is the address,
Until the week
where are they going. So it's like, brides, if you want to make sure that your day runs the way that it should, these are things that like you have to remember. Like you want your videographers to know like what their call time is, what address they're going to, how they're moving transportation wise. If we don't have that information, it's the night before your wedding, then frankly, I don't want to hear complaints the next day when something doesn't go exactly how it should, because that should have been handled weeks ago.
Yeah, and sometimes we have to plan out carpooling because like you want some like one videographer, one photographer on the party bus or in the limo with you, and the other 2 have to coordinate. Like we have to coordinate so we're not leaving our car somewhere that it can't be left. So in order to do that, I like to plan ahead of time instead of the night before, because I don't know. Let's say like some of our team members, they have things with their family or they're off or something the day before. They may not be on their phone until the day of or things like that in the morning. So I don't know what other people's schedules are, but if you can communicate to me, like you're planning your wedding, you should be communicating. You should be paying attention to these things so that I can get it early enough where it's not stressful on me or my team.
So 2 things with this, and I'm glad this is your tip. 1, transportation. I don't know why people put the last on their list, but for whatever reason, logistics is the very last thing.
True.
But, and this is where our wedding planner helps. But you bringing this tip up, we just did an episode on ghosting vendors, and I had Craig Peterman, a photographer out of Arizona, on. And when I prepped for it, my whole concept with it was knowing how a lot of people, when they're in the seeking their vendor process, you tend to ghost people after you inquire. Maybe they're not a fit and you're afraid to tell them so. Had no idea until talking to him how much y'all have to deal with the actual couples that you hired on ghosting in the wedding planning process.
Yeah.
Like, you're paying this money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. And, this is a big deal, a big day. The fact that you're having to
Chase them down.
Yeah, like cattle prodding. Like, it's ridiculous to me. And
it goes one of two ways. Like, we have brides who are like, they're getting married in November of 26, and they're like emailing me like, we'd like to meet immediately. And we're like, what? And then we have brides where their wedding is like this Saturday, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get some text going to my mom, and like, we'll let you know. It's like, look, those days are over. There's no let you know anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, bringing this full circle back to your myth that you dispelled, like, if you don't feel like, not everybody is just like a type A personality, a planner. Like, if you are not somebody that, if you know that you cannot be as communicative as you need to be, you are a person that needs to hire a planner.
Yep.
And that would have alleviated all of this.
And I know,
100%.
like, back in the day, like, growing up, the, moms and the bridesmaids at that time were more like the moms and sisterly type, where they would do things in that. And now bridesmaids are a lot more like hype girls, which is fine. It's a whole different, like, vibe. But, like, weddings are not what they used to be. It's a different ball game. And why would you put that on your mom or stepmom, mother-in-law, sister, best friend to do all these things? And to your point earlier, why are you putting on your vendor to try to coordinate with all the other vendors? Like,
Bingo.
it's much easier. Just pay the money to get the wedding planner. They will save you money in the end. They'll help you find the vendors that are your vibe, because that's going to be your tribe throughout this whole process, right? Like, they'll know who to work with,
Like,
who's
low-key,
reputable.
spending the money on a planner could save you money. In the long term of the wedding
truly
planning
does.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll keep you in check too. Like, I spent money on things that in hindsight I did not need to spend my money on. But had I had a planner earlier on, they would have kept me from wasting my money on those things.
I tell people all the time, like, people will overextend themselves 2 times. One's on a wedding and one's on a funeral, and I'll take the happy time for sure. So that happens quite a bit.
This guy.
Well, I got to tell you, Jule's rules.
Yeah,
That
we knocked
Yes.
it out. Good job on the first.
first one, you get thumbs up from this guy over here.
Glad I got to be the inaugural guest.
So if you thought you were done, wait for how annoying this is about to be.
No, I'm having fun. I never want this to end. I love this.
So
You have no idea what's
wait
coming
till
up
you see
next.
what he's about
okay.
to get. This is going to be
So
obnoxious.
every episode we have a. I have to do a. You'll see. No tucks given episode. Every episode we dedicate a segment directly to the grooms, because let's be honest, the groom doesn't get as much attention, rightfully so. Historically, we're aiming towards the bride, but I want to change the narrative a little bit. I want to be the pioneer that gets the groom more involved in this process.
I love that. That's
You know,
awesome.
being a guy myself is what we got to do. So
As a dictator, he feels
He's
strongly.
like, first off, use beef tallow on your skin.
I mean, that's
Spritz hair with rosemary water.
Before I get into the actual segment, that's a great thing that I do need to touch on a little bit. It's your wedding day, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, do something. Don't just like roll out of bed with an unshaved face. Get a fresh haircut.
The groom should groom.
Yeah, he should. Hey,
It should be groomed, yeah.
That's good.
Should be groomed.
Groom should be groomed.
I'm just spitting out all these things.
That's a
today.
t-shirt.
All the
Groom should be
t-shirts right
groomed.
here.
Put some lotion on, brush your teeth, wear some cologne, look good. I mean, like, if you're a landscaper or a blue collar guy, clean your fingernails. Like,
That really bothers me. So if you're a guy like myself, got a couple extra pounds on me, you know what I mean? It is not something that is inappropriate. If you're renting a tux, ask for the extra shirt. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to sweat through shirt 1, they'll give you a second shirt. They'll give you a third shirt.
a good
But,
Bring
tidbit.
backups.
but
yeah.
you gotta stay fresh on a
You gotta
wedding.
stay
You
fresh.
gotta deodorant, cologne, mouthwash,
Yeah.
toothbrush. That's important.
And get
I
that
agree.
suit fitted.
Yes.
I do
Yes.
have to
Yes.
say, clean your nails. Those
Clean
ring
your nails.
pictures, you're gonna
Yes.
see it. If I see dirt under there, ooh.
trim
Because
the
you're going to be
nails,
showing
trim the
your ring.
nails.
You're wearing a ring. Your nails are on full display.
I feel like we should not have to like chastise hygiene, but like it's a
We have
wedding.
to.
It's the one day.
we
like,
apparently have to.
put your ass in a shower and wash it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
I agree so much. Like, brush your teeth. A lot of guys don't brush their teeth.
So weird.
Even if you despise the dentist, go get a dental hygiene
clean
cleaning
shave.
beforehand.
Buy
like,
an electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those
there's
make
so
a
much.
They
difference.
do.
And it's sad that we have to talk about this because I
But you
use
know
beef
what?
tallow moisturizer. And
But you know what? They need to know. Couples need to know.
yeah,
does your face smell like bacon, or like how does that smell?
bacon is pork, beef tallow is beef, and it's mixed with honey, so it smells great.
Does it smell like? Does it
Tell
smell
me
like
that,
hamburger?
like, if you were going to make, like, as a female, like, would you assume that he dates men or women based on that comment?
Based on that comment, that's a little. That's very hyper specific. Yeah.
Based
Based off of
solely
beef
on that.
tallow.
Yeah, based solely on that comment.
I would not think anything of his sexual preference right away, but I would think maybe he can go both ways.
Interesting.
I do not go both ways. I go for women only. I just want to make that perfectly clear.
There's nothing wrong with that.
but
Like,
I'm-
Guys don't take care of their
Here's what I'll
face.
say.
we can't get them to brush their teeth.
We can't. But what I will say is I am now a member of a community called the Looksmaxing community. It's a new trend popping up. I'm trying to
looks
Lookmax,
what?
dude. Looksmaxing. It's a whole
that?
thing. It's where
I've
guys.
never heard of that.
It's where guys who are particularly good looking, which is why I fit into it, are trying to maximize
Didn't
their
it used
looks.
to be called like not manscaping? What was it called?
Metro?
Like metrosexual was the thing back in the day.
He was.
I'm glad that terminology is
He
gone
was
now.
ultra offended. I've been calling him Metro for about 12 years.
I'm not Metro.
But you're like, I just take care of myself.
What it is, it's for good-looking guys who want to take care of themselves, who want to maximize the way they look because they're prominent, they're figures. They might be in the game a little
You
too
already
much
have
of
yourself
women.
as a star, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm a star.
I love
know.
it. You
So
have
I'm
to
trying
have
to
that.
Looksmax.
Manifest.
Anyways,
You are a star.
You're trying to become a dictator.
I'm a Looksmax. Listen, the Kim Jong-un joke's gotta
I
go.
look
You
forward
wait
to
until
a
I'm
year from
flowing.
now. He's making fun of your man bun.
You wait until I'm flowing.
Honestly,
like,
I'm jealous you
I'm
have
not for
hair.
a
Mine's
man
going.
bun.
So.
You're not for a man
No.
bun. I don't. I think if it's rocked right, I don't mind it. Like some guys can pull it off. I think it's the guy.
I
So-
can definitively tell you chubby dagos cannot wear a man bun. that is for sure.
It's completely different from my normal hair. But so back to the topic at hand. I feel like
Yes.
we've done all this talking
Yes.
and didn't even get into
No
what I
tucks
wanted to
given.
talk about here. I just want to know from your perspective, where should a groom step up in the planning process and where should a groom step down and take a chill pill? Because there's a lot of things where it's like the groom gets dragged to a bridal show and he's kind of in the background drinking beer. Where should he have a say and where should he let the bride make the decision?
Well, to me, like, this is about the two of you. Like, I hate that it's like, oh, the bride is the star and that's it. Because that's not what this is about. Like, it's about you guys making this commitment. You're blending your family and friends, but the commitment between the two of you is the star. This is what it's all about. So I say step up as in day one, like work on that budget together, work on the idea of what you want to have together. If you are that groom that's just like, or that partner that's just like, I don't want any part of this planning process, you can have whatever you want. If the other partner is cool with that, then that's your partnership, right? But as far as stepping up goes, I think day one, be a team. This is your first true team exercise. Because whatever's
True.
going to happen in the wedding planning process is going to carry over to your Christmas and Thanksgiving table and Hanukkah and whatever else. And then if you have
Nice.
kids, it's going to be 10 times worse because everyone's up in your business with your wedding. And it's even worse when you have kids. So this is your first exercise as a team. Now, if you do not want to go to a wedding show, for example, have that communication. Say, hey, I don't truly feel comfortable with this. Would you mind going with the girls or your mom or something?
That's a good
And
one.
if you, as the other partner, are okay with that, then honor that. But if you're like, you know what, this would mean a lot to me if you just go to at least one. I'll go with my girls to the other ones. But if you can just go to one and
Yeah.
kind of get a feel with me of like the DJ services, the photographers, whoever's going to be at these shows, that would mean something to me. And then the other partner can come back and be like, okay, I see that perspective. This is the team. You're
So
volleying, you're
compromise.
communicating.
Yeah.
Well, and
Meet in
that's
the
the
middle.
relationship is. That's one of the main things that you're going to be compromising your whole life.
I think that's like a hyper good point because what we see a lot is groom didn't give a shit the entire process. Bride and bride's mom books everything. Now it's 2 weeks for their wedding, and all of a sudden they want to have strong opinions on what gets played, on what photos get taken, and it's kind of like, this is why you should have been involved
Day
6
Day
months
one.
ago. Yeah.
And say, hey, what do you care most about? Like you both have like your list. This is what I care most about. This is what I could care less about. And maybe you guys are on the same page. Maybe you care more about the cake and you care more about the music.
Yes.
Then, okay, then you can kind of have reign in that area. And I'll give my feedback if I don't dig something. But like that could be like your contribution. Like team
your team.
I love your point, and I want to fixate on this wedding show thing because we do 4 wedding shows a year with Today's Bride, and I can't tell you how many times I go to these shows and it seems like the groom is getting dragged along, right? How many times have we seen it where he's just like not happy to be there?
Literally, I have to say a joke every time, like, "Oh, get this guy a steak because he came to the show because he looks like he wants to blow his head off."
So the reason I bring that up is if you are a groom and you're going to compromise with your wife and you want to be there, you're in Cleveland particularly, come to our booth and find me. That's what this segment is about. I'll step outside with you and smoke a cigarette just to make you feel like a guy. You know what I mean? We can go rip a cigar. Come find us. We'll take care of you as the groom over here. So,
and I also think your bride or significant other will feel very appreciated that you wanted to go to the bridal show, because a lot of times I hear from brides or clients or people walking around the bridal show where they get very intimidated by everything that's there because they see a bunch of vendors from everywhere all over Cleveland, if you go to the Cleveland ones. And they don't know what to do. It's just like they say that they go visit everything, leave, they forget everything that they've seen because it's just so overwhelming. So like I think if you bring your significant other there, they'll feel like a sense of like they'll be more calm, not as overwhelming. So because they have that person that they're planning the wedding with there to kind of help.
I think it's perspective too, because based off of what you just said, it's overwhelming for the bride too.
Yes.
Like, yes, they're excited and they seem more excitable, but they're going to walk in, and I've been in that position before. It's overwhelming when you walk in because there are so many things going on, and it's a sensory overload, and you have all these decisions to make and these vendors to vet. So like, you're kind of needing to be there for your partner too, because even though they're more excited than you, they're overwhelmed as well. But also with perspective. Instead of, if you're not excited to go to this, wedding show, maybe instead of looking at it as like, oh, this girly thing, it's just for the girls. It's like, you know what? Maybe I can go find some, cool ass suit that I can rock for the wedding. Like, try to change your mindset to see any kind of positive. I know it's easier said than done, but perspective is always key. Like, if you're always so negative about it or think it's just this, like,
hey, there's a lot of food vendors there. Try out the food.
And I've been to Today's Bride. There is a bar.
Julia, I thought that we were gonna get through a whole episode before you talked about snacks and food, but we did not make it.
Doesn't happen.
Her other nickname is the Snack Queen. She is like a mom without children. She's always got food in her purse, and she's got little drawers like a gerbil with food everywhere.
It doesn't happen.
So let's keep snacks on me.
So let's cap out this segment here, and I want to know one piece of advice from everybody at this table on how a groom can just chillax and just be ready for the week of his wedding week. We'll start with you.
How he can chillax the week of the wedding,
or just a mindset
tip. I think really hone in on your mental and physical health. Go do some kind of working out. If you're not like into the gym stuff, at least just go for a longer walk. Go golf with your buddies or whatever your activity is. Maybe you're not even to that kind of stuff, but like, go read a book you enjoy. Something that's going to make you feel mentally and physically calmer, more chill. I say definitely go do that. Go get all your grooming handled, which is also another form of self-care. All the self-care in the world, because you have a lot being thrown at you that week. Between family, friends, your significant other. So that's I
would say that if possible, and I know it's not possible for everyone, if you're able to, if not the full week, even if it's a half week, take some time off of work so that like your full attention to both yourself and to the wedding can happen. I just feel like the guys that are literally working till 6 o'clock on a Friday and they're getting married on Saturday, they're not even getting to enjoy the process the way they would if they had just a little bit of time. So that would be mine.
Jules.
I would say just be there for your significant other, communicate. Don't just stand there, not do anything, and just go along for the ride. If you want a chill day and both of you and your bride are getting stressed out, go book a couples massage. Do something cute.
Love that.
One massage idea, okay.
Before the wedding, just to chill out before it gets really busy and gets hectic.
Cool.
I love that.
So, no offense to you guys, but those are all kind of cliche things. I'm going to be the wild child here. If you're a guy, you need something to, release some anxiety, you're going to have to bang her the night before. You
co-sign that.
You got to empty
you
the
have to wait
engine,
for the
dude.
wedding
You got to
night.
change the oil. You got to bleed the lizard, dude.
Well, can't do the night
one out.
before. Usually the night before, they're separate. Unless they are together.
I'll do it
Sometimes
night
they are.
before,
Some people are
morning
starting to get
before,
ready together in
morning
the morning
of,
now.
during, after. Why not?
Well,
We've seen that happen
I think
during.
keeping that sexual health is like, yeah.
Well, what
not
about
everyone's waiting to the
If
wedding
she's
night
not
anymore.
available, would you just go manual then, or what's the plan there?
No, you can't
Well,
rub
you
one
can
out.
go a couple
gotta,
days before. I don't think you're meeting just the night before. You like a couple
night
days
before,
before.
2 days before,
Yeah.
morning of. Why not?
Yeah.
At the wedding, bathroom. Why not?
The bridal suite.
Hey,
We've had that happen.
A lot nicer than the
recently.
bathroom.
you,
Did you?
sometimes you got to
I don't
dump
think
one
I could
out,
do
dude.
that in the
Gotta
bathroom.
dump one out. I'm sure your
It's too
future wife
unsanitary.
is gonna love
Yeah.
that. Sometimes we just gotta dump one out. That's literally what you just said. Ladies,
Well,
he
that
is single.
is-
Believe it or not, he's single.
Ladies, I am single. So that is the no tux given to all the guys out there. Shout out to you because you're not alone in this process. Come find us. You'll like us. It will make your day better.
And remember, he wants to dump one out.
Brutal.
All right, last thing before we wrap this baby up today. So we always talk a little bit about like the future of weddings, and obviously none of us are, that I'm aware of, sorcerers, and we can't predict the future. But is there any trends? I mean, you've worked with Catans, you've been in the bridal industry podcast. Is there any trends that you could foresee kind of coming between now and 2030? Is there anything that you kind of see it changing in a big way?
Yeah, I think Gen Z is definitely already making a lot of strides in, changing traditions up and really saying that you can just create your own traditions. And I think that's going to become even stronger. A lot of couples want authentic. They want their own stamp on it. And so I think you're going to see that hypened up even more. Micro weddings aren't going anywhere. That's going to be definitely a thing.
Boo.
But I think with the micro weddings, you're seeing people put more money and extra into it. So I think it's like they're not getting rid of DJs. You're just having less people on the dance floor, but you're making a more curated experience. I think the curated experience is like.
That was spoken like a true professional there. That was just wisdom.
Yeah, that was great.
So at this point, I want to always say, number one, Leah, thank you so much for coming out. And bringing everything that Bridechilla has to offer.
Thanks for having
Shout out
us.
to all the
So
Chillas who are tuning
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
all the Chillas.
What's up, Chillas?
Please, everyone, make sure you go follow and listen to Bridechilla everywhere you get your podcast. And check up on all of Leah's work with Evergreen Podcast because we are now fans of hers, and I already follow all the Chilla stuff now. So
I have a question, Miss Chilla. You mentioned a little bit before, but could maybe the fans expect another crossover episode? Maybe us stepping into your side of the world at some
I
point?
think that could happen.
I think we might have to work
I
on
would
something like
love
that.
that. Yeah, it'd be so
Nick,
fun.
Nick just invites himself on a podcast. It's just on camera. Like, you said it. No.
We talked about it in the green room.
We talked
but
about it
like,
briefly.
yeah.
As
No,
always,
but I would
pleasure,
absolutely
Jule.
love that.
Thank you guys so much. Please like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell.
Ring the bell. That's
all
the most
that
important
fun
part.
stuff. But that said, thank you again. It's just a wedding.
It's Just a Wedding Podcast.